The Last of Us. One of the most celebrated and decorated games ever made, The Last of Us was released on the PS3 on June 14, 2013 to massive success, winning Game of the Year selections from Game Informer, Games Radar, IGN, and even Yahoo.com. For the young people watching, Yahoo is what we used to search for Google.com before Bing. A year later, a remaster was released, bringing the game to the next generation of consoles. The game has held a special place in the heart of gamers for many years now, with many crediting the game for legitimizing the industry in the eyes of the mainstream pop culture. Now that the sequel has come out and generated some passionate opinions, I thought it was time we take a look back at what made the original so beloved. This is The Last of Us. The game starts with our protagonist Joel, voiced by Troy Baker, coming home to his daughter Sarah.
Honey, it's
what?
nice, but I think it's stuck. It's not...
What? No. Oh, ha ha.
Where did you get the money for this?
Drugs. I sell hardcore drugs.
Oh, good. You started helping out with the mortgage then.
Yeah, you wish.
Aw, they're so cute together. How long before one of them dies? Wow, y'all aren't messing around. Later that night, Sarah wakes up to a concerning call from Joel's brother Tommy.
Hello?
Sarah, honey, I need to get your daddy on the phone.
Uncle Tommy, what time is it?
I need to talk to your dad now. There's something...
Uncle Tommy? Hello?
Sarah eventually finds her dad and her neighbors.
Jimmy, I am warning you! Don't!
Tommy arrives to try and get the three of them out of town. They run across a traffic jam and are forced to run for their lives through a swarm of infected.
Tommy! Holy shit! What just happened? What the fuck just happened?
A few moments later.
I think one of the reasons people love this game so much is the amount of detail really makes you feel like you're a part of this world. There's been a trend today of games with large, open worlds that, while beautiful to look at and fun to explore, they don't seem to be as detailed and often seem to reuse assets more often. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure this game does that too, but it's far less obvious. This in part due to there always being something happening to draw your eyes that is interesting and unique. Whether it's a poster on a wall, an NPC doing something off by themselves, or someone being burned alive, this world feels more real and fleshed out than most games that come out nowadays. Anyways, after Tommy stays back to hold back the infected, Joel and Sarah take off into the woods and are confronted by a soldier. After Tommy kills the soldier, Joel seems to be fine. However...
Oh no. Sarah? Move your hands, baby. I know, baby, I know. God. Listen to me, I know this hurts, baby. You're gonna be okay, baby, stay with me. All right, I'm gonna pick you up. I know, baby, I know it hurts. Come on, baby, please. I know, baby, I know. Sarah. Baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Come on. No. No. No, no. Please. Please don't do this. Please.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah, this is the other reason this game is so beloved. The story in this game is one of the most well-paced and thought-out stories ever in a video game. And it all starts here with Joel watching his daughter die in his arms. There are dozens of videos online of people crying at this scene, including one of my first videos with my friend Gotham. Can you remember a scene like this in a video game before, moving most of those who play it to actual tears? This game lets you know right away that this is different from anything you've ever played before. We get some narration telling us how this outbreak proceeds to decimate all of human civilization.
Panic spread worldwide after a leaked report from the World Health Organization showed that the latest vaccination tests have failed.
With the bureaucrats out of power, we can finally take the necessary steps.
Los Angeles is now the latest city to be placed under martial law. All residents are required to report to their designated quarantine. Riots have continued for a third consecutive day.
Did this game predict the future? Cut to 20 years later, and Joel is working with his friend Tess smuggling goods in and out of the militarized remnants of Boston. Tess tells Joel that a guy named Robert has some guns that they are supposed to smuggle. The pair chase down Robert and find that he sold their guns to a militia group known as the Fireflies. This is where we really get to see the gameplay loop for the first time. For those of you unfamiliar, most games have this loop of about 20 to 40 seconds of fun, exciting gameplay, and they repeat this loop in a varying number of situations throughout the course of the game. If you have a good loop, you'll be able to keep the player interested throughout the entire playthrough. The Last of Us does not have a great gameplay loop. The gameplay here is not groundbreaking. It's your basic third-person, stealth-based action-adventure gameplay. If you've played Uncharted, Red Dead Redemption, or any of the Ghost Recon or Splinter Cell games, then the gameplay here will look very familiar to you. You sneak around behind cover and sneak up on enemies and take them silently one by one, or you can go in guns blazing or pick up an axe or a machete and hack and slash your way through. The way The Last of Us is groundbreaking, though, is in how it implements these different mechanics. It blends these three playstyles together to perfection. When I'm stealthing around and things go bad, I can seamlessly transition to the gunplay without feeling cheated of my silent takedowns, because headshotting these enemies is so satisfying. And when enemies rush me, I can transition to melee combat due to the fun melee weapons and the environmental responses. When I have an enemy up against a wall, my punches have different results than if I punch him out in the open. All three of these sections of the combat work with each other to create the loop that makes you fear the danger you're in, while also making you feel like you're an unstoppable zombie killing machine. Anyways, after killing Robert for selling their guns, Marlene,
Queen Firefly,
shows up and tells the two that she will give the guns back if they agree to smuggle something out of the city. That something turns out to be our other main character, Ellie, voiced by Ashley Johnson. Tess and Joel agree to smuggle Ellie to the Capitol building outside of town so she can meet up with another group of Fireflies. However, they're captured after leaving town, but Ellie and the West are able to overpower the soldiers. At this point, Tess and Joel want to know why Ellie is so important that she needs to be smuggled out.
why the hell are we smuggling an infected girl?
I'm not infected.
No? Was this lying?
I can explain.
You better explain fast.
Look at this.
I don't care how you got infected.
It's 3 weeks old.
No, everyone turns within 2 days, so you stop bullshitting.
It's 3 weeks. I swear.
They continue towards the Capitol, but run across a group of clickers. Clickers are my favorite thing in this entire game. I said earlier that headshots in this game feel very satisfying. Well, look at what happens when you headshot a clicker. Taking out a room full of clickers is the most satisfying stealth gameplay I've played in a long time. The three eventually make it to the Capitol, but the Fireflies that were waiting there have been killed.
What happens now?
Tess also reveals that she was bitten on their way.
Let me see it.
I didn't mean for
Show it to me. Oh, Christ.
Oops, right? Give me your arm. This was 3 weeks. I was bitten an hour ago, and it's already worse. This is fucking real, Joel. You've got to get this girl to Tommy's. He used to run with this crew. He'll know where to go.
She offers to hold off the soldiers that have been following them so Joel and Ellie can escape.
Target neutralized. She took out 2 of my men. Stop. You, take out the door. You.
Oh my god.
Yes, sir.
Tess.
The pair fight their way to safety and go to find Joel's friend Bill to see if he can help them get a car.
Now listen. Bill ain't exactly the most stable of individuals. So when we get there, you let me do the talking. You understand?
I understand.
You gotta be clear on this. He don't take too kindly to strangers.
All right.
However, Bill's town is booby-trapped with tripwires
Jesus!
and
Come on. Damn it, Bill.
Refrigerator snares. Classic.
Bill ain't exactly the most stable of individuals.
What follows is a segment where you fend off a swarm of zombies with a revolver while hanging upside down.
Just hurry!
Bill comes in to save the two, and the group run for their lives from a large swarm of infected. So throughout most of the game, we only take on small groups of infected at a time, but these few moments where we do have a large group coming at us are the most fun combat-wise in the game. They up the danger to a degree where we are literally running for our lives while occasionally looking back to fend some of them off. Anyways, the group eventually makes it back to Bill's hideout, and he's not necessarily happy to see them.
Ellie. Hey, what are you... Joel?
Bill!
What are you doing?
Bill!
Let me go.
Turn around and get on your knees. Just calm down a second.
Turn around.
All right.
And get on your knees. Don't test me. Just
Take it easy.
any bites. Oh. Anything sprouting?
Oh, God damn it, I'm clean!
If I see so much as a twig. Ow!
Stop!
Son of a bitch!
You done?
Am I done? You come into my house. You set off all my traps. You damn near break my shooting arm. Who the fuck is this punk and what's she doing here?
I am none of your goddamn business, and we're here because you owe Joel some favors.
Anyways, Bill agrees to help them, but he says he needs to grab supplies before they head to the abandoned side of town. When they get to Bill's supply bunker, Bill tries to talk Joel into ditching Ellie.
Seriously, you gotta take that kid back to where you found her.
I can't just take her back.
Then send her packing, let her find her own way. Look, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. A partner. Somebody I had to look after. And in this world, that sort of shit's good for one thing. Getting you killed.
Can we please just get on with it?
Here. Let's get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
After killing some more clickers and sneaking through a neighborhood, the car battery Bill wanted to use turns out to not be there. The group are chased by another swarm of infected and are forced to hide in a nearby house, and Joel and Bill get into it.
You ought to be thankful you're still drawing breath. That was plan A, B, C, all the way to fucking Z. And furthermore, tell Tess that she could take this job.
Don't you bring Tess
she
into
can
this!
shove it right up
It has
her
nothing to
tw-
do with... Jesus. What, you know this guy or something?
Frank.
Who the hell's Frank?
He was my partner.
Well, this is awkward.
However, it turns out Frank was the one who took Bill's battery and has fixed up a truck to get out of town. They fight their way out of town while pushing the truck and eventually get it started, and Joel and Ellie are on their way. After enjoying Bill's Hank Williams tape and dirty magazines.
Now, Ellie, that ain't for kids.
Whoa! How the hell would he even walk around with that thing?
Get rid of that.
Well, hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about.
The two get ambushed as a bus comes out and destroys their car. They fight off their attackers and find that the people that attacked them are a group of cannibals. After getting separated, Joel seems to be in trouble when...
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
However, Joel doesn't seem to be as happy as someone usually is when their life is saved.
I'm glad I didn't get my head blown off by a goddamn kid.
You know what? No. How about, hey, Ellie, I know it wasn't easy, but it was either him or me. Thanks for saving my ass. You got anything like that for me, Joel?
We gotta get going.
Lead the way.
They come across a group of hunters, and Joel finally gives Ellie a gun so she can cover him.
And just so we're clear about back there, It was either him or me.
You're welcome.
After killing the hunters, they fight off more enemies before coming across Henry and Sam, a pair of brothers who are also trying to get out of town in order to find the Fireflies. They agree to work together and try to get out of town. This is one of the best parts of the game because while Ellie's smart mouth banter with the adults in the game is enjoyable, it's also nice to pair her with another kid to remind us that the two of them are still just kids.
Ready?
Oh, Henry, did you see that? Let's keep it down, buddy, okay? Yeah, sorry.
They fight their way out of town into the suburbs and come across some more hunters, one of whom has a sniper rifle. After killing the hunters, another swarm of infected comes, and the group runs for their lives again, barely escaping.
Sam, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Hey, it's been a little while. Isn't it time to kill off one of the... Oh, there it is. Yep, it turns out Sam was bitten by one of the infected.
Previously on Avatar.
Sam, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
So that was a fucking lie.
The next morning, Ellie goes to check on Sam and gets attacked, forcing Henry to shoot his own brother before he sadly...
Henry, no!
Oh my god.
Sam! What? Where's the ice cream? What?
A few moments later.
Joel and Ellie continue on and eventually find Joel's brother Tommy and his new wife Maria. Joel tells Tommy about Ellie being immune and asks Tommy to take her to the Fireflies. However, they're attacked and Joel and Tommy have to fight their way back to Ellie and Maria. After fending off their attackers, Tommy agrees to take Ellie, but Ellie steals a horse and runs off. Joel eventually tracks her down and has a nice, rational conversation.
Not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie?
And
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
Nope, he's just a jerk. So Joel is cold to Ellie throughout parts of the game, but this is really the first time he's ever just cruel to her. Don't get me wrong, it's a great scene, one of the best in the game. But the first time I saw it, it kind of threw me off and made me hate Joel a bit. At least it would if he didn't completely change his mind less than 2 minutes later.
Ellie, get off your horse. Give it on back to Tommy. I'm gonna hang on to this fella, if that's all right with you. Go on, don't make me repeat myself.
So that whole fight was basically for nothing except letting us know that Ellie knows about Sarah. Joel and Ellie find the lab at the university, but it appears most of the scientists left for Salt Lake City, and those who stayed returned. They're attacked by more hunters, and Joel gets injured.
Joel!
You asshole!
Thankfully, they're able to escape, but Joel doesn't seem to be feeling too good.
Get up, get up, get up. You gotta tell me what to do. Come on. You gotta get up. Joel?
And now, the clip that launched a million memes.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
So this is the first part of the game where we get to play as Ellie, who is looking for food for her and Joel, who's still injured. She's able to shoot a deer and runs into two guys named David and James. David sends James to get medicine to trade Ellie for some of the meat, but David and Ellie are attacked by some infected. After fighting them off, David reveals that the hunters that attacked them at the university were part of his crew, and Ellie runs off back to Joel. In the morning, it seems she was followed, and she tries leading them away for Joel. She's able to pick off several, but David eventually captures her. She wakes up and sees that she's actually been taken by a group of cannibals. David offers for her to join the group, but Ellie has other ideas.
You stupid little girl. You are making it very difficult to keep you alive. What am I supposed to tell the others now?
Ellie.
What?
Tell them that Ellie is the little girl that broke your fucking finger!
Meanwhile, Joel wakes up and sees Ellie is gone and the town is full of David's men. Joel chases them down and ends up capturing two of them.
Focus right here, right here. I'll pop your goddamn knee off. The girl.
We cut back to Ellie literally on the chopping block. She tells them that she's infected, and now David is infected too. She escapes and tries to make it out of town, but is cornered by David. He almost gets the drop on her, but...
Stop! Stop!
Fucking touch me!
It's okay. It's me. It's me. It's me. Look. It's me.
He tried to...
Oh, baby girl. It's okay. It's okay.
Joel.
It's okay.
So another reviewer, SkillUp, did a review on this game a couple months ago, and after trying, I really don't think I could say anything about this scene better than what he did, so I'm just gonna let him wrap up this scene.
But the defining moment of their fusion is here. Ellie kills her attacker, proving that she doesn't need Joel to save her from him, but she does need him to save her from herself. He calls her baby girl for the first time, and we're not allowed to hear what they're saying after that because this is the moment when Ellie and Joel become Ellie and Joel. He promises to take care of her forever, and she accepts that. There's no words that would suffice here, and the writers were wise enough to know that.
After killing a few more zombies, and by a few I mean a ton, Joel and Ellie are swept underwater and Ellie is unconscious. Joel tries reviving her but gets knocked out by a soldier. He wakes up in a hospital and Marlene tells him that they have figured out why Ellie is immune.
Tell me the cordyceps, the growth inside her, has somehow mutated. It's why she's immune.
But it grows all over the brain.
It does.
Find someone else.
There is no one else.
Listen, you were gonna show me where...
Stop. I get it. But whatever it is you think you're going through right now is nothing to what I have been through. March him out of here. He tries anything, shoot him.
Joel wrestles the gun away from the guard and...
Where's the operating room? I ain't got time for this.
Where?
Top floor, the far end.
To be honest, after a game full of stealth, it's fun to have a part where you can just go full scorched earth, guns blazing towards the operating room to save Ellie, where you find one last enemy in your way.
I know.
No!
Good decision, Joel. Hope it doesn't come back to bite you in the sequel. Joel escapes with Ellie and lies to her, saying that there was never any hope for a cure. They eventually make their way to Jackson to go live with Tommy, but have one more conversation together.
For a long time with surviving. And no matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear right now.
Swear to me. Swear to me that everything that you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
So that was The Last of Us, and after all these years, it still holds up. Sure, the gameplay is nothing revolutionary, and there are a few odd moments, but at the time of its release, this was the best story we had ever seen in a video game. It made us laugh, cry, and everything else in between, and the impact it had on the industry cannot be understated. Without this game, we might not have gotten other great games like God of War, Red Dead 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn. The Last of Us set the ground for writers and developers to take their stories to the next level, and opened up doors for new possibilities in video games going forward. I'm Brandon Satterwhite for Idej Gaming. Thank you for watching.